On 12 December, something becomes very clear inside you. Not because of anything outside, not because of any force or any unseen element, but because this day arrives like a mirror. It reflects back the truth of your inner state. It shows you whether you have been carrying heaviness, anger, stress, or unspoken emotions that you've kept hidden under your daily routine. This day exposes the reality you've been avoiding. And when a moment like this arrives, you can pretend to ignore it, but you cannot escape its effect. Because 12 December doesn't change you. It reveals you. It shows you what needs to be fixed before you step into the later days of the month, before you enter the warm atmosphere of Christmas, before you expect the season to magically heal what you never addressed within yourself. This is why the energy of 12 December is so important. Not mystical, not supernatural, just brutally honest. It makes you confront yourself. It makes you see whether you have been living with intention or whether you've been drifting on autopilot. The truth is, if your inner world is unsettled on 12 December, the coming days won't feel peaceful, because peace is not created by a date. It is created by the discipline of your thoughts, the clarity of your emotions, and the direction of your daily actions. Christmas will not suddenly erase the weight you've been carrying if you do not release it today. The season cannot heal you if you refuse to heal yourself. The dramatic part of this day is that it pushes you to choose. Either you continue carrying the same emotional load into the rest of December, or you take responsibility and clean your inner space. This is not about forcing yourself into positivity. It's about being courageous enough to admit that you are tired of dragging old experiences into new moments. It's about acknowledging that your silence has become too loud inside you. And it's about deciding that you no longer want to enter Christmas with the same storm that followed you all year. You can feel it inside. 12 December arrives with a sense of urgency, a sense that says, fix your energy now. Not next week, not on Christmas morning, not when the month ends. Now, because the longer you delay, the heavier it becomes. And the more you postpone facing your inner truth, the more you disconnect from your own potential. The energy you carry today is the energy that will echo through the remaining days of the month. If you walk forward with clarity, the season becomes peaceful. If you carry unresolved conflict, the season becomes a reminder that you still have work to do within yourself. The beauty of this moment is that it doesn't demand perfection. It demands honesty. It demands that you sit with yourself and admit what has been draining you. It demands that you identify which habits keep you stuck. It demands that you recognize where you've been reacting instead of intentionally responding. And when you see these truths, the healing begins. Not because the day holds power, but because you decide to change. You decide to stop living in denial. You decide to take control of your inner environment so that the outer world cannot shake you so easily. 12 December has this ability to slow you down internally. It makes you question why you allowed certain emotions to grow unchecked, why you tolerated negativity for so long, why you lost your direction and allowed others to influence your peace. And as this realization rises within you, you start to understand that Christmas will only amplify what you carry. If you hold peace, the season feels warm and healing. If you hold frustration, the season feels blurry and heavy. In the end, it is not the celebration that heals you. It is your inner clarity that makes the celebration meaningful. This day challenges you to release the noise inside you, to breathe deeper, to choose calmness over chaos, to understand that maturity is not about age, it's about awareness. It's about recognizing your emotional patterns and breaking them before they break you. It's about stepping into the rest of December with a renewed sense of responsibility for your own state of mind. On 12 December, you must look into the mirror of your own life and decide who you want to be as Christmas approaches. Do you want to walk into the season carrying the emotional weight of the past year? Or do you want to walk in lighter, clearer, and more centered within yourself? The choice is not dramatic, but the effect of that choice, because when you fix your energy today, the coming days feel different. Your conversations become softer. Your decisions become sharper. Your heart becomes steadier. You stop expecting the world to heal you and instead become the one who heals yourself. This is the lesson hidden in the urgency of this day. You cannot wait for Christmas to rescue you. You cannot wait for the month to change your life. You cannot wait for a celebration to give you the peace that must first be built within. Today asks you to observe your inner state, correct it when necessary, and walk forward with awareness. When your inner world is aligned, the outer world becomes easier to navigate. So on 12 December, take the responsibility to adjust what needs to be adjusted. Let go of what drains your spirit. Strengthen what lifts you. Protect your peace like it is your most valuable possession. Because the truth is simple. If you fix your energy today, you won't need Christmas to heal you. The healing would have already begun within you. On 12 December, you are reminded of something people often forget. No date on the calendar will change your life if you are not willing to change yourself. Many wait for Christmas to bring comfort, healing, clarity, or a sense of renewal. But the truth is much simpler and much harder at the same time. Christmas cannot repair what you continue to ignore. It cannot replace the discipline you avoid. And it cannot fix the habits you refuse to confront. The energy you carry on 12 December is the energy you will carry into the rest of the month, no matter how bright the season looks from the outside. This day highlights the reality that transformation is not a seasonal event. It is not a gift that arrives wrapped in celebration. It is a daily process, a continuous choice, a commitment to your own growth. If you want the later days of December to feel peaceful, you must create that peace within yourself right now. If you want Christmas to be uplifting, you must lift yourself internally before you step into that moment. When you depend on dates to heal you, you only delay the changes you need to make. When you depend on yourself, every day becomes a doorway for improvement. 12 December arrives as a reminder that your inner world needs consistent care. You cannot expect a single day to give you the strength you never trained for, or the wisdom you never practiced, or the calmness you never protected. Growth happens in the small choices you make today, in how you control your reactions, in how you speak to yourself, in how you treat your thoughts, in how you direct your focus. These decisions shape your inner energy far more than any season ever will. And this is where the dramatic truth sets in. If you do not fix your energy on 12 December, Christmas will only mirror your inner conflicts. If you walk into the season feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, or restless, those feelings will not disappear just because the lights are brighter or the days feel festive. They will follow you quietly but firmly. They will remind you that you avoided the discipline that could have set you free. You cannot escape yourself simply by entering a different part of the month. This is why the message of this day is so direct. Do the work now, not later, not when the celebration arrives, not when the month ends, now. Because every moment you delay is a moment you strengthen the habits that hold you back. Growth is not born from waiting. It is born from action. It is born from the choice to rise above your old patterns and to step into something cleaner, clearer, and more grounded within yourself. Discipline is nothing more than choosing what you know is right over what feels easy. And on 12 December, that choice becomes even more important because the season ahead will amplify whatever you carry inside. If you bring discipline, the days ahead will reflect clarity. If you bring avoidance, the days ahead will reflect confusion. You shape the tone of your December with the decisions you make right now. It is easy to blame circumstances, the rush of the month, or the emotional pressure that rises at the end of the year. But growth demands ownership. It demands that you accept responsibility for your thoughts and actions. It demands that you stop waiting for a perfect moment to start fixing your inner state. There is no perfect moment. There is only the moment you decide to begin. The discipline you choose today becomes the strength you walk with tomorrow. When you train your mind to stay calm, to stay aware, to stay intentional, you enter Christmas with a different kind of energy, not needy, not dependent, not desperate for healing, but steady and centered. You enter with a sense of control over your own inner life. And when you hold that level of control, no season can break you, and no situation can disturb your peace. 12 December is not about pressure. It is about awakening. It is about realizing that if you want the rest of your month to feel meaningful, you must become meaningful in your own actions. If you want the season to feel balanced, you must first balance your inner world. The atmosphere around you changes only when the atmosphere within you changes first. This day teaches you that discipline is a form of self-respect. When you commit to improving your thoughts, refining your habits, and strengthening your character, you show yourself that your life is worth the effort. When you avoid this effort, You silently accept the chaos that comes with neglect. You deserve better than that, and deep down, you know it. So on 12 December, don't wait for Christmas to realign your life. Don't wait for the emotion of the season to rescue you from the patterns you have carried all year. Step into your own power today. Clean your energy, correct your direction, anchor your mind, strengthen your inner world. When you choose discipline now, the rest of December becomes lighter, clearer, and more intentional. And you walk into Christmas with a heart that is already healed from within. On 12 December, you stand face to face with the truth most people run from. Whatever you do not release today will follow you into tomorrow, into the next week, and straight into Christmas. The weight you carry does not disappear simply because the month changes or because the season looks beautiful. If anything, the season makes the weight even more noticeable. It shows you what you still carry. It exposes the emotions you tried to hide. It reveals the unresolved parts of your life that you kept postponing. This day becomes a turning point because it asks you whether you will continue dragging your old burdens into new spaces or whether you will finally let them go. 12 December is not a magical gate. It is a reminder that your life is shaped by your choices, not by the calendar. If you keep holding on to anger, it will color the rest of your month. If you keep holding on to fear, it will control your decision. If you keep holding on to a painful memory, it will keep replaying itself in your mind, repeating the same emotional cycle again and again. What you do not release becomes your future. And this day brings that realization right in front of you. Many people believe that Christmas will soften the pain or erase the heaviness. They think that the atmosphere of the season can fix what they have refused to confront. But emotional weight does not vanish because lights are shining or because the month feels warmer. If you bring the same heaviness into Christmas, the season will only reflect it back to you. It will feel like you are trying to enjoy something with your heart still carrying too much. The truth is simple. The problems you avoid will not avoid you. They will walk with you until you decide to stop feeding them. This is why 12 December demands honesty. It demands that you look at yourself without filters, without excuses, without stories. It asks you to identify exactly what you have been carrying for too long. Maybe it is resentment towards someone who hurt you. Maybe it is disappointment in your own decisions. Maybe it is fear that keeps controlling your steps. Maybe it is the habit of overthinking that steals your peace. Whatever it is, this day makes it visible. And once it becomes visible, the responsibility to release it becomes yours alone. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not mean pretending nothing happened. It means choosing not to carry the emotional weight anymore. It means cutting the rope that keeps pulling your energy backward. It means allowing your mind to breathe again. When you release something, you create space for new strength to grow. You create space for clarity, for peace, for discipline, for direction. Without releasing, there is no space for anything better to enter. 12 December teaches you that life keeps moving forward whether you are ready or not. And if you keep holding on to old emotions, you will remain stuck while everything else moves. You cannot build a new chapter with the debris of the old one still in your hands. The energy you take into Christmas will determine how you experience it. If you carry peace, the season will feel peaceful. If you carry conflict, the season will feel heavy. The celebration does not change you, it reveals you. This is why releasing is a form of courage. It requires strength to face your emotions. It requires maturity to accept that you contributed to some of your own pain. It requires wisdom to step back and see which habits are harming you. And it requires discipline to decide that you no longer want to live the same emotional story again. On 12 December, you are given the chance to break the cycle. Not through force, but through awareness. Think of how many times you repeated the same thoughts, the same reaction, the same mistakes, simply because you never stopped to release the pattern. Think of how much energy you lost carrying emotions that no longer serve your growth. Think of how much clarity you could gain if you let go of even one heavy thing today. This is the inner work that transforms your life. Not waiting for Christmas, not expecting the season to heal you, but taking responsibility for what you hold inside. This day becomes dramatic because it marks the difference between repeating and evolving. If you do not release today, the cycle continues. If you release, the cycle ends. Your future depends on what you choose to drop from your hands. You cannot move forward with a closed fist. You cannot grow while holding on to emotional heaviness. You cannot expect new energy to enter your life when you are too full of the old. So on 12 December, look at your inner world with honesty. Identify what is heavy, what is draining, what is unnecessary. Let it go with intention. Let it go with understanding. Let it go because you deserve to enter Christmas with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. Let it go because you want to grow, not repeat. Let it go because the next days of your life should not be shaped by the heaviness of your past. When you release what no longer belongs in your life, you step into the rest of December with strength. You walk into Christmas with awareness. You move toward the future with an energy that is cleaner, calmer, and more focused. And in that moment, you understand the true power of this day. 12 December does not change your life. It gives you the chance to change yourself. On 12 December, something inside you becomes very sensitive to noise, not the noise outside, but the noise inside your mind. It becomes obvious that the chaos around you is not what drains you. It is the chaos you allow to enter your inner space. This day makes you aware of how easily your energy gets pulled into conversation, conflicts, distractions, and unnecessary emotional situations. And when you finally see how much of yourself you lose through these small leaks, you understand why you feel heavy as Christmas approaches. The season is not the problem. Your unprotected inner world is. 12 December arrives like a line in the sand. It shows you what disturbs your clarity. It shows you what steals your attention. It shows you who and what pulls your emotions into directions that do not serve your growth. And once you see this clearly, you cannot pretend you don't know. You cannot lie to yourself anymore. You cannot keep giving your peace away so easily. This day teaches you the importance of protecting your energy not from the world, but from the constant noise that you have allowed to shape you. The truth is simple. Not every voice deserves space in your mind. Not every situation deserves your reaction. Not every emotion deserves to be fed. And not every relationship deserves access to your inner calm. If you let everything enter your heart becomes overcrowded with confusion. If you let everyone's problems enter your mind becomes a battlefield. If you allow every disturbance to touch your peace, you will carry that disturbance into Christmas and beyond. This is why 12 December is so important. It exposes the patterns that make you feel drained before the season even begins. It reveals how much of your energy you waste on thoughts that do not help you grow, on people who never bring clarity, on habits that create mental fog, and on distractions that keep you disconnected from yourself. If you don't protect your energy today, you will walk into Christmas carrying noise instead of peace. Protecting your energy does not mean isolating yourself. It does not mean rejecting people. It does not mean building walls. It simply means becoming aware of what affects you and choosing wisely what you allow to enter. It means creating boundaries inside your mind first. It means understanding that peace is your responsibility, not something that arrives from outside. 12 December teaches you that clarity is fragile. If you want to think clearly, you must protect your mind from unnecessary chaos. If you want to feel stable, you must guard your emotions from sudden reactions. If you want to move with purpose, you must distance yourself from anything that pulls you into confusion. Protecting your energy is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of maturity. It is the moment you stop scattering your attention and start directing it. As Christmas gets closer, the pressure of the month increases. People rush, emotions rise, expectations grow. And if your energy is not protected, you will be pulled into every wave around you. You will react when you should stay calm. You will absorb other people's stress when you should remain centered. You will feel overwhelmed when you should feel grounded. This is why protecting your energy on 12 December is not optional. It is essential because the days ahead will amplify whatever state you enter them with. This day shows you how important it is to choose silence over unnecessary arguments, to choose distance over emotional repetition, to choose clarity over confusion, to choose peace over the temptation to react. When you protect your energy, you do not become cold. You become wise. You learn to control what you give your attention to. You control the thoughts you allow to grow. You control the emotions you fuel. You control the environment inside you, even when the environment outside is loud. Many people expect Christmas to calm them, but the season cannot calm a mind that refuses to guard itself. If you carry noise on 12 December, that noise becomes louder in the coming days. If you carry clarity, that clarity becomes deeper. The celebration reflects the energy you bring into it. So the question is not whether Christmas will heal you. The real question is whether you will protect your energy enough for the season to feel peaceful. Protecting your energy also means recognizing when something is draining you. You must become honest about the people who take more than they give, the habits that weaken your focus, the memories you repeat unnecessarily, and the thoughts that keep pulling you backward. On 12 December, awareness becomes sharp. And awareness is the first step toward change. Once you see what drains you, you can choose to step away from it. This day teaches you that your peace is not fragile. It becomes fragile only when you stop protecting it. When you take responsibility for your inner world, you become grounded no matter how intense the month becomes. You enter Christmas with clarity, not confusion. With calmness, not emotional chaos. With intention, not exhaustion. So on 12 December, protect your energy like it is something precious, because it is. Guard your mind. Guard your emotions. Guard your focus. Guard your inner space. When you do this, you walk into Christmas with strength, not weakness. You carry peace, not noise. And you understand that the calm you experienced during the season wasn't given to you. You created it within yourself. On 12 December, you are reminded of the power that comes from choosing your actions instead of reacting from emotion. This day arrives with a sharpness, a kind of inner wake-up call that makes you see how easily your peace can crumble when you react without awareness. The month is already intense, and as Christmas gets closer, emotions rise, expectations grow, and everything inside you becomes more sensitive. If you do not control your responses on 12 December, you will be pulled into the emotional storms that come with the season. But if you learn to act with intention, you carry yourself through December with strength, clarity, and dignity. This day is like a mirror reflecting your emotional patterns. It shows you how quickly you respond when you feel hurt, misunderstood, or pressured. It shows you how much of your energy gets wasted in reactions that bring nothing but regret. And it shows you how your life starts to change the moment you choose to pause before you respond. Intentional action is not about pretending to be calm. It is about mastering yourself from the inside. When you control your reactions, you control your direction. 12 December teaches you that every reaction creates a chain. When you react out of anger, the chain continues with more anger. When you react out of fear, the chain continues with more fear. When you react out of insecurity, the chain continues with emotional confusion. But when you choose to act with clarity, the chain shifts. When you choose patience, the chain transforms. When you choose awareness, the cycle breaks. This day gives you the chance to break that chain before it shapes your Christmas and colors the rest of your month. You may not realize it, but your reaction in a single moment can influence the atmosphere of the next 10 days. A careless response on 12 December can follow you into Christmas. A moment of emotional weakness can create distance with someone you care about. A moment of frustration can darken your mood for days. This is why reacting is dangerous. It gives away your inner control. When you react, you are no longer choosing. You are simply repeating. You are letting old wounds control new moments. But intentional action is different. It comes from awareness. It comes from inner balance. It comes from understanding that your peace is more valuable than proving a point. It comes from knowing that not everything deserves your emotional energy. This is the maturity that 12 December forces you to develop. It teaches you to respond with purpose, not with impulse. As Christmas approaches, the world around you becomes louder. People expect more from you. Situations become more sensitive. Emotions get triggered faster. The smallest issue can feel big. The smallest comment can feel sharp. And the smallest misunderstanding can grow into a conflict if you react without thinking. This is why the discipline of intentional action becomes your shield. It protects you from being dragged into emotional chaos. It allows you to stay steady even when the season becomes overwhelming. When you choose how you act, you create a different type of energy within yourself. You create stability. You create clarity. You create strength. This strength is not loud. It is silent and powerful. It shows in your posture, in your patience, in your tone, and in the way you stay grounded when others lose themselves. This is the kind of strength that transforms the rest of your December. 12 December teaches you that every situation offers you two doors, the door of reaction or the door of intention. One keeps you trapped in old habits. The other opens your path to self-growth. You must choose the second door if you want your Christmas to feel peaceful and meaningful, because no matter how beautiful the season is, it cannot calm a mind that is constantly triggered. It cannot heal a heart that reacts faster than it reflects. It cannot bring clarity to someone who refuses to pause. Intentional action is not passive. It is strength under control. It is choosing your words rather than letting them spill out uncontrolled. It is choosing silence when silence protects your peace. It is choosing a calm response when your emotions push you toward an argument. It is choosing to walk away from negativity before it becomes part of you. This is the inner training that 12 December demands from you. As you move closer to Christmas, this discipline becomes even more important. It shapes the way you experience the season. It shapes the way you interact with others. It shapes the way you handle stress. It shapes the way you rest and reflect. When you act intentionally, the atmosphere around you softens. Your interactions become smoother. Your relationships become clearer. Your thoughts become sharper. Your heart becomes quieter. This is the real gift, not something you receive, but something you build. The ability to guide your own actions is a form of personal power. The ability to stay calm when emotions rise is a form of wisdom. The ability to think before you move is a form of self-respect. And the ability to hold your peace when everything around you feels chaotic is a form of inner mastery. So on 12 December, choose intentional action over emotional reaction. Make that decision with seriousness, with clarity, and with purpose. Because the quality of the remaining days of your month depends on this practice. You shape your December. You shape your Christmas. You shape your inner state. And when you control your actions, nothing outside can control your peace. On 12 December, you are faced with a truth that many overlook. Christmas will only amplify whatever energy you bring into it. If you enter the season with heaviness, the heaviness will echo. If you arrive with clarity, the clarity will expand. This day becomes a checkpoint, a moment where you see clearly that the atmosphere you carry inside is more powerful than the atmosphere around you. The lights, the gatherings, the emotions of the season, they cannot cover what you refuse to correct within yourself. They will simply magnify it. This is why 12 December feels intense. It reminds you that you cannot hide from your own energy. If your heart is unsettled, the closer you get to Christmas, the more sensitive the unsettlement becomes. If your mind is cluttered, the season will make the clutter louder. December shines a spotlight on your internal world. And this day warns you that if you want to experience peace later, you must build it now. Nothing external will replace the inner work you skip. Many people hope that the warmth of Christmas will heal them. They wait for the emotional comfort, the end of year stillness, the sense of renewal that the season carries. But healing does not arrive just because the day changes. It does not come wrapped in celebration. It comes from the discipline you practice today. On 12 December, when no one is watching, when no atmosphere is helping you, when it is only you and your own inner state. If you work on yourself now, the season will feel meaningful. If you ignore yourself now, the season will feel heavy. This is the dramatic truth. The more you try to run from your inner state, the more the season reflects it back. If you carry frustration, Christmas will not soften it. It will expose it. If you carry peace, Christmas will not distract you from it. It will deepen it. Your energy creates your experience. And 12 December reminds you that this responsibility is yours alone. When you fix your energy today, everything changes. Suddenly, the rest of December becomes lighter. You move differently. You speak differently. You think differently. You react with more clarity and less emotion. You understand the difference between what deserves your attention and what drains it. You stop giving your strength to situations that add nothing to your growth. This inner shift prepares you for a peaceful end to the month. But when you ignore this work, the opposite happens. Small problems feel bigger. Simple conversations feel tense. Your thoughts spiral faster. Your emotions feel heavier. You try to enjoy the season, but something feels off inside you. And no matter how beautiful Christmas becomes, You cannot feel it the way you want because the energy you brought into it was never corrected. That is why 12 December matters. It gives you the opportunity to change direction before the season catches up with your internal chaos. This day teaches you that peace is not something you wait for. Peace is something you cultivate. It is a daily discipline, a continuous clearing of your inner space. It is choosing calm over conflict, clarity over confusion, and awareness over reaction. When you do this work on 12 December, the days ahead become a reflection of your effort. Christmas becomes a mirror of your growth. On this day, you must pay attention to the emotional weight you are carrying. Some of it is old. Some of it no longer belongs to you. Some of it comes from habits you have outgrown. And some of it comes from holding on to things that weaken you. Let 12 December be the moment you decide to release what has been draining your spirit. You do not release for others. You release for your own future. You release so that the coming season can meet a cleaner, stronger version of you. You must also protect your focus. The days before Christmas can pull your attention in many directions. People expect more from you. Plans interrupt your rhythm. Emotions become louder. But if your focus remains anchored within, nothing outside can disturb your inner ground. This is the discipline that 12 December invites you to build. The discipline of staying centered even when the world around you speeds up. When you walk into Christmas with corrected energy, everything feels different. You don't need the season to fix you because you already fixed yourself. You don't need the atmosphere to calm you because you already created calm inside. You don't need the moment to bring meaning because you already built meaning within your actions. This is true strength, entering the season with a heart that is not begging for healing, but already holding it. The real message of 12 December is simple but powerful. If you want a new experience, bring a new energy. If you want peace, carry it. If you want clarity, practice it. If you want growth, live it. If you want Christmas to feel healing, prepare yourself today. The season will not transform you unless you transform yourself first. So let this day be the moment you choose your inner direction with seriousness. Clean your mind, settle your emotion, strengthen your awareness. Make your energy stable before the season arrives. When you do this, you will enter Christmas with a steady heart, a clear mind, and a spirit ready for growth. And the season will not heal you. It will amplify the healing you already created within yourself.